Welcome to my last video for the year 2020. It's been quite a year, hasn't it? When we ended the last video, we were talking about silence and how we can use silence to really engage our intuitive nature. I don't know, by being silent, you end up locating somehow, and then fine-tuning these other senses that you've always had, but have maybe remained hidden. Now, what I really like about these past few episodes, actually over the past couple months, is that there's a give and take to them. It's a much more personal connection to the messengers. You know, years ago when I first started receiving messages, they occurred on my morning commute. And then when I retired in 2018 and no longer had a morning commute, I started going to meditations and I would get messages then. But now that I'm spending a lot of time at home, it was time to change. So several months ago, I started sitting down at the computer and just having these conversations. I've always known that I could do that, but I just hadn't done it before. So now I'm discovering I really like this because it is a very personal contact with them. But one thing's always been consistent, whether the message came while I was commuting or whether I was at a meditation or just sitting at my computer. There's always a lot to unpack from the messages, and reading them months later will often shed a different light depending on my perspective. I get a lot of email from people who will be touched by a specific message. They reach me through my social media, they'll send me an email, and quite often they'll share with me what the message meant for them. And I realize that their angels and guides were also shining a different light on the message, one that was specific for them. So it all does depend on your perspective. And with that, let's just get into the message. The messenger said, "And thus is life. It is learning to navigate the world through energy vibrations. As the world of energy surrounds you, learn to tune into those frequencies that appeal to you. Give no thought to that which does not serve you. As the human's attention focuses on a set of frequencies, neighboring vibrations respond. With strong intention comes stronger responses. Being steadfast in focus creates outcomes more quickly. Learn to use energy as a tool for growth." Now, when they said that, I immediately reflected back about some of the messages I've had about the law of attraction. It seems like learning to navigate our world through the vehicle of energy will help keep us focused. I mean, it certainly does me. When I realize that my thoughts are laying the foundation for manifesting, then it's easier for me to maintain this conscious effort in what I think. So no longer do I let a lot of these like unwanted random scenarios just run through our mind, because I know and I can see what happens, the unintended consequences. But how do you stop these hamster wheels from spinning? It's a lot easier said than done. I mean, you may put forth an intention that you're going to be running a 12-minute mile, which isn't really all that fast, but for me it would be. And I can start exercising and start running and I'm doing good. But then as soon as the thought comes in, it's like, I'm too old. I can't do that. As soon as you do that and you doubt what your intention is, you've just now put the energy of doubt in the forefront. So there goes, all that work you put in toward running that, 12-minute mile, or let's say maybe even a 10-minute mile, or maybe even an 8-minute mile, because you put in the doubt, and that's all energy. So as soon as you realize it's your thoughts are creating and laying that path that you're going to be taking. So as soon as you're aware of that, it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's not something I really want to do. So how do we break this cycle? And the messengers came in with break the cycle. Use your energy to prevent the random and encourage the intentional. The first step is awareness. Awareness, like everything else, is energy. Use the energy of awareness to morph into the energy of noticing. Okay? A subtle difference in waveforms occurs as energy from awareness morphs into noticing. Yet it is this slight change that catches the attention of the human. It is like a wave that rides into their awareness. Now, as soon as the messenger said that, I had this vision in my mind's eye. I saw an ocean, and there were several people out in the ocean on surfboards, and they were waiting, just to catch that perfect wave. And if they caught it at just the right time, they could ride that wave all the way to the shoreline. But the wave and the surfer had to be in perfect alignment for this to occur. And so, although there were several surfers pretty close together in the ocean, only one of them actually caught that wave and was able to make it to the shoreline. So I understood this is what the messenger showed me. This is why they showed me that specific vision. Literally, the waveform required, must have alignment. So once you're in alignment with that waveform, then the action in the correct direction can occur. So becoming aware of your own personal energy field is going to increase your sensitivity to surrounding frequencies. And you can look several videos back. I did a series of 6 or 7 short videos on your own personal energy field and how to clear it and things like that. So if you haven't seen those, you can go back and look at those. But that will help increase your awareness to your field. And as you're very familiar with your own field of energy, as an incoming energy approaches, you're going to be much more likely, if your energy field is clear, to be aware of it, and then you'll notice it. And it's like, whoa, that's not from me. What is that? But, I know that there is just an infinitesimal difference between the waveforms of awareness and noticing. But once you have the awareness, you can stretch that waveform a little bit more, stretch that energy a little bit more, and then now you're into the energy of noticing. And what happens when you do that is more into your energy field. So it's more a part of you. You have more of a say-so with it. You're more in alignment with that frequency. Now, once you notice, then more options open, okay? Because it's so clearly in your field now, because you've noticed, you're not just aware, but you've noticed, then you can start making choices. You can choose, is this something I want to ignore? Because if it's something that goes against what your intention is, you don't want to embrace it, or is it something that's going to support? It's something positive that's going to support and be in alignment with your intention or your purpose. And if it is, you want to choose to embrace it. Okay. So you have the option, once you notice, whether to engage or disengage with that wave. Just like those surfers waiting for that wave. Is this the wave they want to take? Or do they need to wait for another one? Just like the surfer, we can choose which wave to ride. Let me get back to the message. Empowerment, birthright. Humans can choose where they wish to be. This is the foundation of creation. And humans have the ability to create and grow their environment. So it seems that we have come full circle again, back to empowerment, and that being our birthright. This is something that we've covered in recent videos. Another vision came in my mind's eye. I saw a time-lapse video of a brick house under construction. Within seconds of building the foundation, then I saw it framed and roofed, and then the bricks came in. And I understood that brick by brick, it changed. The building transformed. Now, we know that a single brick in a large building doesn't seem to make much of a difference, but think of that as our thoughts and our intentions. The more that we have that are in alignment with our foundation and our purpose, the stronger our building will be. And so by increasing our abilities to recognize and respond to energy thoughts, because thoughts are energy, we can start choosing our foundation. Do we want to embrace beliefs that support us? Do we want to release beliefs that no longer serve us? We can embrace strength and unity through the choices that we make in life, through the choices of what frequencies, what energies we want to embrace. And as energy beings, we've always had this ability, but perhaps now we're just now really learning about it. I understand the power of thoughts, the power of intention. And as we go through life, if we can learn to act instead of react, our lives can actually become so much better. This is easier said than done, but know full well that this is your birthright. To step into your power, your own personal power. And awareness is the key. It begins with awareness. As you acknowledge this awareness, as you begin to notice it, then you begin to really embrace that role that you play in manifesting your life. It then becomes easier. You'll see the power that you have, and you'll see how your choices will define you. So my question is, isn't it time to step into the frequencies of love, of laughter, of humor, of the divine, and let those low-lying energies, depression, jealousy, even hatred, let those drop away. Let's step into our true nature, the true aspect of who we are, which is divinity. 2021 is right around the corner. Many of us are happy to see 2020 behind us. As we embrace this new year, I realize this is a great opportunity to inventory the choices that we have. I know that a year from now, things will be very, very different, but it's going to be a gradual change. And a lot of it depends on us. What choices will we make? Between now and the new year, choose what do you want to bring into 2021? And then choose what you want to lay down. What burdens are you carrying that you don't want to carry anymore? You know, why not lighten the load? This is a perfect time to inventory your own personal energy field, your relationships, and just go with what your heart tells you is right. Be aware that we're all energy beings, and what we do with our energy defines us. But we're the ones with the power. We are the ones who can choose what to embrace and what to release. So until next time, which will be next year, 2021, I hope that everyone has a wonderful holiday season. And until next year, goodbye.